All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Real Estate Investing Worldwide podcast. Today we have two very special guests, Kinga and Paul. They work for Beacon in Dubai, right? You've already seen us interview Cynthia Arnhofer from Manara Properties, but now we have the head honchos themselves, Kinga and Paul. So, Kinga and Paul, how are you guys?
I'm doing fine. It's a pleasure to be on your podcast, Kevin. I'm super excited.
I appreciate it.
Same
Appreciate
here.
it. And Paul, yes, if
Yeah,
you could also introduce if you can also introduce yourself.
man. First of all, thank you so much for thinking enough of us to have us in the podcast. It's an honor to be here, and yeah, very much looking forward to conversing and talking about what's happening at the investing worldwide scene in New York and also in Dubai.
Beautiful. So if we can start off by both of you guys introducing yourselves, tell us a little bit about what you do, a little bit about your background as well. I guess Kinga, if you can
Okay.
start.
All right. So I start. Okay. So my name is Kinga Sabo, and I'm originally from Hungary, but I left Hungary at the age of 15. I went to the US. I did my high school there. And then I went back to Hungary, then did my university in Oxford. And then at the age of 23, I started my first business in Hungary. So I did that for 14 years. And then in 2012, I made a bold move and moved to the UAE, United Arab Emirates, with my family. So basically, I started Beacon there. Beacon specializes in helping businesses getting rid of their shackles based on tax and administration. So to create freedom and expansion for the businesses. Then later on, because there was a huge demand and market is crazy, I decided to open Manara Properties, which is basically a real estate investment company, which is helping international investors investing in Dubai and finding the right value property, which brings the highest yield and results in the biggest growth. So that's the purpose. We are mainly dealing with investors. So the primary goal is to generate revenue as much as possible.
And yeah, as for me, I'm originally from Cameroon. That's in the heart of Africa. When I was really young, 12, 13, my father, in his wisdom, sent me all by myself to the UK. And I was in the UK. I studied at Oxford as well. In fact, we were in Oxford at around the same time, like two years give and take.
Wow.
Um,
Exactly.
yeah, and then I went to the US. I was going to do law, but I got into sales. I made like a huge check my first month, and I was like, my God, what is this stuff? And so I became a salesperson, but I didn't even know what sales was about. I didn't know that the essence of sales was communication until I got a job at Grant Cardone. And like I like to say, I met myself at Grant Cardone, right? I ran into myself and I discovered that I like myself. And so I learned how to sell. I learned how to communicate with the customer. I learned how to exchange value in a way that everybody wins. And that only happens if you service first. And then I met Kinga, and she basically got me to come to Dubai, and I haven't regretted it one bit. And we are really on a crusade to free business owners, to free entrepreneurs, risk takers from from all the different things that stop them from not just making money, but keeping money and multiplying money. Right? A lot of folks can make some money, so not very many know how to keep the money, and very little know how to multiply it. Our job, our mission here is to get business owners to do that and do it again and again and again and again.
Oh, that's amazing, guys. Thank you both for introducing yourselves. And I think you hit a good point, Paul. Sales is all about communication, And being a salesperson myself here in New York City, it's not even about the money, right? When you're trying to help, you're genuinely trying to help people accomplish their goals. So yes, money's important, and I think we spoke about this when we initially, we had that conversation. But it's not even about the money. Like, yes, money is important, but the most important thing is to genuinely help, and that's something I seen very common amongst your team in Beacon and Manara. You guys genuinely want to help. Unfortunately, salespeople, you've seen it. We get a bad rap, right?
Yeah.
Because the majority are not professional. They just care about the close. But again, I see from you guys genuinely care, right? And I think that's the most important thing. And people will just naturally flock to you both and to the company, right?
Yeah.
But tell me a little bit about business in general in Dubai. I want to start there. I mean, everybody hears about the tax benefits, the advantages of opening up shop in Dubai. Can you one of you elaborate a little bit about that? Why would an investor or a business owner want to open up shop in Dubai?
Yeah, I start, okay, Paul, if you allow me.
Absolutely.
All right. So I believe that if you want to open any kind of business, your besides the fact that you want to solve a problem, your intention is to generate profit as a business owner, right? And in order for you to generate profit, you go where the money is. You don't stay where everyone is broke, right? If you try to open a coffee shop in a district where there are only homeless people, you will be broke as well. So you go where the money is, and currently the money accumulates in Dubai. That's where the biggest amount of the wealth is at this moment. Okay, only in this year, 6,000, a bit over 6,000 ultra high net worth individuals have relocated to Dubai. So this place is exploding. That's the number one reason, besides the tax benefit. Okay, that's the number one reason why somebody should consider coming to Dubai. Of course, there is a tax benefit, which is really convenient and very. It's amazing, not having to pay personal income tax. It's fantastic, but the opportunity to expand, the opportunity to sell, and the opportunity the market provides you, it's much greater than the tax benefit. Okay, plus. A Dubai business is a perfect entity for global expansion. Okay, so if you have ever thought of not staying local but going global, Dubai is your place. That's where you have to establish yourself and then go from there. Because the amount of energy, the amount of positivity that is in Dubai at this moment is outstanding. It's something different, something I have not experienced anywhere else, and that gives people and business owners such a boost that you get the inspiration. You can go bigger. Your goals become 10x, right? And that's the beauty of it. That's the magic of it. Okay, so that's what I think. That's the key point in coming to Dubai. If you want to expand, if you think your goals are too small where you are, come to Dubai, and then a new door will open that you have never even thought existed. Okay, so you can easily 10x your dreams here. And don't get me wrong, it's hard work, so you cannot bypass the hard work. You need to be consistent, you need to be persistent, but the rewards are really amazing.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I mean, again, I hear the passion in your voice because I mean, you're in it. You've experienced opening up businesses here yourself. So from what I hear, you're seeing already the benefits yourself. So you just want to spread it to everybody else. Um,
Absolutely, absolutely. yeah, I experienced that it was good, and I want to share this with everyone else. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. Like if it makes me feel good, I know how it will make others feel, right? So I only have one regret in relation to Dubai not having come sooner.
Ah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Paul, you wanted
Kevin,
to
real
add
quick,
anything?
yeah. Let me ask you a question, Kevin.
What's up, my
Take a
friend?
guess. How many millionaires do you think are right now in Dubai?
Millionaires? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe in the tens of thousands, thousands.
Give me a number. Just pick any number. Guess.
Let's say 5,000.
Okay. Listeners,
Wild
whoever's
guess.
watching the podcast, Google it right now. Anybody watching the podcast and watch, right? The correct number is actually go ahead, Google it, Kevin. Just
I'm doing
Google
it right
how many
now.
millionaires in Dubai.
Let's see. Oh, the number is, I was way off. The number is 72,500.
Exactly. Right? So imagine 72,500 millionaires just walking around this city. What are the chances that you bump into five every week? Maybe 10 every week, right? Everybody's encouraging you to do better. They're trying to do better. Everybody's networking really well. What I love the most about Dubai is it's almost like the USA's blueprint from like the 1800s, where they invited the world to come to America.
Mm.
And so you have this diversity in thought, work ethic, intention, right? Ambition, all coming together. This country has like 10% of the population are the local Emiratis. 90% are visitors, immigrants, all of us. And there's 72,000 millionaires adding. This year, like Kinga said, 6,000 ultra wealthy moved in. And this is happening annually. So what are the chances that you're going to meet two, three people who could change your life? What are the chances that you're going to make clients of two, three people who could completely change your business? Um, and it's getting more and more. It's actually in its infancy at this point. It's getting bigger and bigger. That's why Dubai is incredible.
No, yeah, wow, that number is surprisingly high, right? I mean, surprisingly, but not surprisingly, right? Because we hear about it, everything that's going on in Dubai right now, the businesses, the properties. So hey, listen, and you're saying that it's growing every year, correct?
Yes,
Wow,
correct.
there you go, there you go. So let me
Every
ask you
year.
about that too. So obviously, you guys were touching a little bit about the diversity there, right? Now, are there any sort of advantages or maybe even some challenges with the diversity? Because it's like anything, right? It's there's the good parts and then the maybe disadvantages, right? Can you guys maybe talk a little bit about that?
I will let Paul answer from his viewpoint because he's a newcomer. But I will give you my feeling or my view on it. Okay, so basically, the diversity means the diversity of accents as well, and sometimes it's really hard to understand one another. Okay, so I always get the question that do they speak English in Dubai, and I always respond. Yeah, well, but they speak Dubai English. It's it's very unique. It's not not
That's
real
right.
English, okay? But um, I'm not. I don't mean this in a negative way. Okay, it has its beauty, and I love diversity and love interacting with different cultural background people. So it's not a problem. It is a cultural uniqueness in this country.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone you meet is from a different country and brings his or her own cultural background, accent, and way of life, and that's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Yeah, that's from my viewpoint. And then let the UK US educated guy give me his view.
Yeah. No, what she said is 100% true. Um, but I've trained myself from, the last place that I was, which like my mentor, I call him my mentor now. But I've trained myself to see every opportunity. And that diversity is really an opportunity for the skilled. What I've noticed in Dubai is the ambition is large, it's enormous, and the push is also enormous. But the skill, the expertise is not where it should be yet. There is a huge
Wow.
shortage of experts. And that's why we stand out. That's why Beacon and Manara Properties stand out. Because when you deal with us, you might hesitate on the price points because we all do that, right? But nobody buys anything because of price. Everybody's a value shopper. Nobody's a price shopper. So initially you might hesitate on price. Then when you go see what's outside, you'll be like, man, it's a great deal working with the guys at Beacon and Manara, right? You guys are three times the price, but it's a better deal. And that's because there's a shortage of experts. And so that's where really the opportunity lies. If you come here with expertise, dude, you take off immediately. And so yes,
That's
there's this diversity thing, but it's a huge opportunity.
no, yeah. I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. I was born and raised here in Queens, in New York, and I grew up here, and like the majority of the people I went to school with growing up, they were from different backgrounds as me. So it
Mm,
really makes you appreciate people of different cultures, what they like, what they don't like, and then it's so cool growing up with people from different backgrounds because let's say you visit any of these countries, like you kind of know a little bit about it, but also it's the connections you make, right? It
yeah.
genuinely helps you as a person. You know, it's not just your culture, right? You know, there's other stuff out there. So I agree with that 100%. um I wanted to touch a little bit about now, Beacon and Manara, right? What do you guys see for your company, right? What do you guys see that you guys have an advantage over other other corporations that do the same thing, trying to
Yeah.
build businesses from the ground up? What do you guys what differentiates you guys?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I love that. So I think the main differentiation is that other agencies they just set up businesses. Okay, that's their end product, a registered business. Our end product is a successful business. Okay, that's a very big difference. So basically, because I am and my entire staff looks at the tasks from the angle how we make that business successful, we will start it out differently. We will have the expansion in mind. We will have the long term success of the business in mind. So we will do the structure, design the structure in a way that it will support your long-term goals. Then we will register the company with the goals, with those goals in mind. And then we will do the bank account opening and any other legal procedure that may be required, for example intellectual property protection or whatever that may be. So we intend successful businesses to be in our clientele. And I believe that I can only be as successful as my environment is. So if my clients are not successful, I cannot be successful. If my employees are not successful, I cannot be successful. So, uh, so basically, that's the main goal, and I do believe this is the main differentiation that we create successful businesses. And the second one is that, as Paul have mentioned, in this country, expertise and professionalism is a scarcity. And because I come from Europe, Paul comes from US, we all bring those values with us. So our system is very, very well organized. And when you have strong foundations, organized procedures, then you can deliver with speed. The others can't do that, not because they are not as smart as we are. I'm sure they are very smart, but we have a process in place, so I can run with speed.
Paul, you wanted to add anything?
Absolutely, absolutely. What Kinga just said is precisely our differentiator. We have a system, right? And that's what makes anyone have certainty in what's coming next. When you know what the next step is, you're not doubtful, you're not afraid, like you know what to do, right? And we have a system. There's an acronym I love about systems. SYSTEM, save yourself time, energy, and money. And that's what we have. We have a system because, and it saves us and the client time, energy, and money. And this department knows what they're doing. The next thing, we know what we're doing. So when a client walks in, he goes through the system in a way that, like, elevates the user experience. And that in itself is worth a lot of things. Recently, we had a customer send us I mean, I've never in my life had this sort of testimonial come back to us. The customer says, "It's an honor to be your customer."
Wow.
Right? Customer paid
That's
like
amazing.
40
That's
grand,
beautiful.
like 40 grand, and says, "Thank you for taking my money. It's an honor to be your customer." That is a testament to what Kinga has built. And so it's an honor for me to be here. And I'm gonna work my knuckles to the bone to take it to the next level. You know what I mean?
Of course. Listen, like I said, I said it before and I'll say it again. You guys speak with a lot of passion on trying to help people. And by you guys having that sort of testimonial, it's just a testament of what you guys are doing. That's beautiful, right? They don't have to do that. And they go out of their
No.
way to send you that. Right. So I think that's amazing. Amazing. And
Yeah.
I look
I'll,
forward
I'll
to
shoot you. I'll
seeing.
shoot you a snapshot of it. I'll shoot you a snapshot of the message, and
Of
and he
course,
talks
of
about
course.
how the other people, yeah, the other people give him a discount, but we are better, even at the high cost, because we got to set up a successful business for him versus just setting up a company for him.
Wow. And again, you see, you guys are saying it's not all about the money, right? It's about how you can help. And look, because you guys deliver such high quality, money is not an issue. So that's again
Exactly.
amazing to hear. I wanted to touch a little bit about the process. So I know you guys were talking about structure and um, how a company can open up how an individual can open up a business in Dubai. Can you guys talk a little bit about the process? You don't have to go super in depth, but give us like the overhead view of how can somebody open up a business in Dubai.
Yeah, so basically, before we jump into the process, it's very important for us to understand what is the reason somebody wants to open a business here, right?
Mm.
Because that will define the path that we are taking, and obviously we have vast amount of experience, and we can also suggest some solutions how a person, a business can monetize on the actual knowledge or services or products that they have, right? So the number one is building the right structure and understanding the why somebody wants a business here. Once we have established that, there are three main steps of getting a business done in the UAE. Number one is the legal process, getting the company's legal documents in place and getting it registered. Number two, at least one of the owners or the general manager needs to have a visa, residency visa in the UAE.
Mm.
So it's the visa process. The visa process has several steps. Number one is a medical test. Basically, it's a blood test and a chest X-ray. Number two is biometrics, the fingerprint. And number three is the visa approval. Once we have that, then the third step of the company registration is the bank account opening. We always do the bank account opening for our clients. We don't just let them hanging there. We don't claim, these false things that we do bank account assistance. No, we do bank account opening. So because unless you have a bank account, a business bank account, uh, you cannot call yourself an operational company. And if you're not an operational company, you can only claim that you have a very expensive decoration on the wall. That's your trade license, right? But it will not serve your purpose. So and I'm unwilling to give anyone a solution or a service or a product that is not useful, because that would not be okay from my side. That would be quite criminal, and I'm not doing that. Okay, so these are the main steps.
Beautiful. So, with the visa, obviously, I know you said you need the visa first, then open up the business. Um, can you explain a little bit to the audience how one can qualify for that visa?
Yeah, so just to clarify, first is the business registration, then the visa, and then the bank account. So this is how it builds up. And yeah, so basically almost anyone can qualify for the visa. Obviously, the UAE follows pretty much the US standards. So whoever is not on good terms with the US will not be eligible for a visa. For example, right now, Lebanese people or Nigerian people. I'm sorry, I don't want to be racist, and please don't take it like that. This is the immigration law right now. So certain nationalities will not be allowed to have a visa here, but most of the people will qualify. Of course, if you have a disease, something like a tuberculosis, and if the chest X-ray shows that, because it's a contagious disease, the UAE protects its population very heavily and doesn't allow any contagious disease to enter its territory. Therefore, if someone has tuberculosis, he or she will not qualify for a visa.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
the visa process in itself is a lot simpler than in the US. It takes about 2 weeks, not 5 years.
Less. Yeah. In a lot of cases,
It's a
less.
long
Yeah.
time over here. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, can you guys talk a little bit about that visa, right? So, I mean, I've done some research that there's a certain amount. It's called the golden visa, right? Is that the only
Yeah.
visa that you can obtain in order to open up a business? Are there different types of visas?
Yeah. Okay. So there are three main types of visas. Okay. One is the investor, which is a business owner. Second is an employment visa, which is if you are an employee. And the third one is a golden visa, which is based on a certain level of investment. That's pretty much 500,000 US dollars, 550,000. So if you invest, for example, in a property, minimum
Mm.
550,000, then you are eligible for a golden visa, which is valid for 10 years and renewable every 10 years. So you will not lose it 10 years later. It can be renewed with a very simple process. Um, the investor visa, when you are a business owner, in other words, you open a business here. Your visa will be valid for 2 years, renewable every 2 years. And then if you are an employee, your employment visa is valid as long as you are hired or employed by that company who is providing you the visa. if you resign or if you are terminated, your visa will be cancelled. But let's say we are optimistic and you are a good employee, then your visa is valid for 2 years, renewable every 2 years. Okay.
Wow. Wow. Anything you want to add, Paul, on that?
Yeah, no. My experience, I said, yeah, no, trash. My
Yeah.
experience,
You're fine. No worries,
my
man. This is just
experience,
a
my
conversation.
experience has been, yeah, it's a very straightforward, simple process, right? Again, the intention behind the leaders of this country is to build this incubator where everybody who has something to contribute is welcomed. So yes, you have to go through legal steps to ensure that your entry is authorized, right? If you don't have any borders, you don't have a country, right? This is one of the reasons Trump won, because the immigration is so lax. So you don't want they don't want that happening over here as well. So they put certain thresholds you have to meet. But it's simple, man. You come in, you want to do a business, you get it registered, you work with an elite firm like us, you get that thing done in a week, maybe 2 weeks. The visa process is simple. They check for infectious diseases, tuberculosis and HIV, and most people clear those two, like 9 out of 10, if not 10 out of 10 clear. Um, and then you go forward with getting the visa approved. And every year you have to renew the visa, because the country doesn't want dormant companies. If a company
Mm.
is not operational and it goes dormant, the country doesn't like that. And again, it's part of that ethos of, this is what we're going to do with our country. We're going to make everybody working, so collectively we could rise. So it's all done with a bigger purpose in mind. And so when you come here with true intention and ambition, they make it easy for you to get to your goal.
Amazing, man. Amazing. No, and again, I appreciate you guys sharing that. I wanted to talk a little bit about, once a business is established, or well, even before that, some people that, again, that may have never opened up any sort of business in Dubai. Do you guys have, how do you navigate connecting them with the right people? Because you're going to need attorneys, you're going to need accountants. So how do you guys navigate that? Do you guys have partnerships with other firms?
Yeah, most of these things we have in house. Okay, so we
Oh.
have the accounting team in house, we have the marketing team in house. We do all the legal work. Mostly in house, the intellectual property registration and structures we are doing in association with the top IP firm of the country. So yeah, this is how we do that. But mostly we are trying to keep everything in house to assure the quality.
One-stop shop. I like it. That's
Exactly,
Exactly.
exactly, exactly.
you know.
That's why I called the company Beacon, because um, it's a Middle Eastern country. So coming from the western part of the world, um, you don't necessarily find your way around. Nothing is as we used to. Uh, okay, everything is different, and I decided that I want to be the guide for businesses who come here and to the Middle East, and show them the way, show them the path which they need to walk. And that's why we call the company Beacon. And by the way, Manara means beacon in Arabic, so it's basically the same concept.
Mm. Oh, I love that. That's amazing. Amazing. Well, now that we touched on Manara, right? I know a little bit of background on it, but I wanted to hear from you both. How did that come about? Because obviously initially you started with Beacon, focusing on businesses. What made you venture into the real estate side?
Yes. So basically, my intention is to create expansion. Okay. Part of creating expansion is what do you do with your profit, right? how do you invest your profit? And I do believe that the best and smartest investment for the profit is a cash flow generating asset, which again multiplies your income and secures your income. So that was the original idea. And as we went along, most of our clients, like 85% of our clients, wanted to buy a real estate here. And I was trying to align or collaborate with other agencies, but unfortunately, my clients didn't get the same level of service that they were used to with
Mm.
us. And that prompted me to open a real estate agency where I am setting the rules, I am designing the processes, and I am guiding the clients. So that's how it happened. There was a demand. There wasn't enough professional services available in the market. So that was a niche, and we filled in the gap.
Amazing. Paul, anything you wanna add on to that?
Yeah, no, again, it's in that same spirit of service before selling, right? It's in that same spirit of how do we make sure that whoever touches us, whoever comes in touch with us, gets the full menu of service at a very high level. So, Kinga put that together. Kinga is a huge visionary. She has ideas bouncing in and out of her head every minute. And so,
Yeah,
Manara
drive
was
everyone
birthed,
crazy.
right? Manara was birthed. And again, the idea behind it was service. Service is senior. So, how do we make sure that after you've gotten your company registered here, and because right away you would see something like a 20 to 30, maybe 40% spike in your revenue when you register your company in Dubai, whether it's as a free zone where you keep operations at your home, but you use Dubai is recognizing you as a tax resident, so you get all the tax advantages, and you start to create time because now you don't have to deal with paperwork stuff, government regulations. It frees up your time to start thinking about working on the business versus in the business. So like legacy, maybe you spend 10 hours a week looking at stuff that happened yesterday, invoice this, so accounts receivable that, or this compliance. All of a sudden, it's down to 1 hour a week. And now you have time to think, what do I take legacy to? Like, what's the next step here? So once we started doing that with Beacon at a very high level, Kinga came up with the Manara concept. Like, hey, these entrepreneurs who are now doing much better than before, let's get them in a place where they can not only keep the money they're making, but multiply it by getting into real estate from an investment standpoint, either for capital appreciation or ROI, right? So that's where the whole idea came in, and it's time to pick up steam.
Oh, amazing. And I see that. I follow you guys. I follow both Manara and Beacon on Facebook, on Instagram, and I love you guys' stuff. It's really cool. And
Thank
again,
you.
I'm excited to see what you guys are gonna be in the next few years because it's already amazing. um,
Thank
Thank
you.
I want to keep, of course, I want to keep going on the real estate side, but before I do, I wanted to ask, um, so Paul, you touched on a point that you can open up a Dubai company but still operate in your country of origin. How does that work? I mean, obviously it's allowed because you guys are doing it, but is there anything to be mindful of when you're
Mhm.
doing that?
Yeah, yeah, no. Because of the double taxation agreement that the UAE has with north of 143 countries, you are able to keep your operations in your country and move your headquarters, like register um, a business here in the UAE. It could be one of a few choices. You can have a holding company that sort of becomes a parent to your existing operations. You can have your intellectual property protected, which becomes apparent to how you do your business, like how you bake your cake in your home country. You don't have to move to Dubai. You can have it. And now you're still going to be recognized as a personal income tax resident in your country, but your corporation will now be a tax resident in Dubai. And there are many ways you could use your corporation to swallow up expenses. So instead of being taxed on $1 million, you're now being taxed on 100,000, right? It's the same thing the big guys do, like Elon Musk. If you don't make income, you cannot get taxed, right? If you make no income, you get no tax. So Musk is sitting on 300 plus billion, but Musk is getting taxed for maybe 100 million because most of his stuff is in stock. He doesn't really get income, right? There are different ways that you could work with that platform. But here, if your corporation is making money here, it could swallow up expenses that you incur back home. And so instead of being taxed on the high amount, you get taxed on the low amount. Your tax liabilities reduce. You keep more of your money. The money here in Dubai, your personal income tax is zero. And so there's a variety of ways you could make it work where a regular person could operate like the big guys who have, Ernst and Young, 20 Ernst and Young accountants around them, or PwC accountants around them. You could do it too. And Kinga started that. And our mission is to make so much noise about this that everybody comes here. Comes through us. So that's how it works. Free zone, you stay at home, you do the stuff here, you're still gonna pay taxes at home. Or mainland, you come here, a much bigger investment, but now you make $1 million, you keep $1 million.
That's amazing. I love it. For the audience that doesn't know, can you explain a little bit? You talked about double taxation. Can you explain a little bit about that? Like the laws with certain countries?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, ma'am.
It's me. Okay. So basically, most of the states of the planet have double tax treaties with the UAE. So that means that you are not taxed in both countries. You are only taxed in one of them. Okay. And obviously you will select the one which is more favorable to you, right? As long as you are a tax resident in that country, you cannot choose let's say if you are staying in I don't know, UK. If you are a tax resident in the UK, you cannot choose to pay tax according to the UAE. You have to be a tax resident in the UAE and then choose to pay tax according to the UAE personal income tax laws, which currently is 0%. Okay, so there is a reciprocity. I cannot pronounce this word. Paul, please help me. Reciprocity. Yeah. Okay. All right. So basically, the nations which are signing this bilateral agreement confirm that they will grant each other the exact same rules and regulations and benefits, right? So if the UAE grants certain benefits to a country, the same benefits should be granted to the UAE by that country. So this is what the double tax treaties are. Okay, bilateral agreements.
Wow, that's amazing. I know I don't know if I asked this in the beginning, but I do want to ask again, right? I wanted to see, so just so the audience knows, what are your individual roles in the company, right? And if you can start with Kinga, and then we can go to Paul.
Yeah, I'm basically the visionary. I do the talk, and I'm basically at Beacon. I'm the one. Yeah, I'm the 100% owner and general manager of the company as well. And in Manara Properties, I'm 90% owner, 10% belongs to Cynthia. And also I'm the general manager there. So this is my role. And my intention is to build both of these companies as big as possible, so that the greatest number of people can hear about this opportunity. I personally want to get 1 million businesses into this country, because I know that if we change the lives of 1 million business owners, then the entire planet and economy is going to change, so for the better. And that's my personal goal, to create a global environment where honest people, productive people can have rights and benefits and enjoy the earnings of their hard work. So that's my idealistic I, goal, you know.
Love it. I love it.
Thank you.
And Paul?
Yes, sir. Dude, I close deals. That's it. You know,
I
And
love
that's
that.
I'm the
more than
one.
that. It's more than that, Paul. Don't be shy. Come on.
Don't be
Yeah,
modest, man. Don't be modest. Tell the world what you are. Because you're powerful. You
yeah,
both are powerful. The world should know what you do.
yeah. So the I mean, and at my core, this is really, really what I try to do every day. All right. A lot of people are sometimes hesitant to say they're professional salespeople, because sales, like you said, Kevin, earlier on, has this bad thing around it. It seems like you're trying to get something at the expense of the customer. That's what, like, car salespeople, even though I think car salespeople are the best of the salespeople, the professional ones. But I close, man. The client doesn't get any benefit until we agree, until we come to an agreement. And the first beneficiary is the customer. The first beneficiary. When we agree, we send you an invoice, you send us money. We don't really touch the money. You start enjoying the fruit of this collaboration. And so that's what drives me. I want to get more people to a winning exchange. So you get more in the exchange than you give up. Now I run sales. I call myself the minister of happiness. I'm the president of attitude and mindset. I show up every day right here at 100%. And
Amazing.
every time I get disappointed, I remind myself what I'm doing. Every time I start my day, I remind myself. And yeah, man, I pick myself up, everybody else up, when it's good, bad, and ugly. And but the more wins we get, the more everybody feels great, and the more everybody benefits, starting with the customer. So my primary deal is to get in front of people and close deals.
That's beautiful.
And
That's
and he's
beautiful.
also our coach, our cheerleader, our
All that.
um,
Minister of happiness.
amazing colleague. Yeah, I am so honored to work with Paul.
That's beautiful. Again, it's amazing to see. Um, Thank you very much. I do want to be mindful at your time. And wow, listen, I can go longer, but I do want to be mindful. We're at 48 minutes. And I
I
know
know. I just noticed that
what
as
time is it
well.
over there?
I know
What
it's 7
721. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, here's 10:30. So we're just starting up over here. But again, I wanted to be mindful of your time. Thank you both so much. The last question I have for you guys here, right? Where do you and I think we spoke a little bit about when we initially spoke, but where do you guys see the future for the next few years for Manara and for Beacon and Manara?
Mhm. I believe currently there is a huge hype around Dubai, and that's going to continue for the next decade, I think. And because there is whether we like it or not, there is a new Silk Road that's being built as we speak, and the new Silk Road will culminate in Dubai as a business hub. So I do believe that the next decade will be a massive growth for us, and both for both companies. because more and more investors will come to this country, and they will not, because they want to leave their place, their home countries. The people are fed up. They are fed up with the administration, the shackles, the limitations. They want to be free, and this country gives them the freedom that they are seeking in terms of investment, in terms of business, in terms of administration, you name it. So I do believe that the next decade will be about massive growth. We are still at the bottom of the curve, and we will see massive vertical increase in Dubai's economy.
Beautiful, beautiful. Any last words, Paul?
Yes, sir. No, that's that's the walk ahead, right? That's the driver. That's the reason why we wake up every morning. The only reason to open a business is to make money and get free. And there is a financial security ranking, right? First, you make money, income, number one. Second, you watch out for your taxes, right? Because you want to make the money, then keep the money. And taxes are the number one hammer against keeping your money. So number two, you watch out for taxes. Number three, you watch out for spending. Don't buy Gucci, not yet. You get it. Don't buy Prada, not yet. So you watch out for your spending, then you invest. So income, tax observance, spending careful, and then invest. And what we want to do is get folks who are risk takers like you, Kevin. You guys are doing a fantastic job. As young as you are, you put all your chips in on the table and took a chance on yourself. We want to partner up with folks like you and get you to keep your money and multiply it as you consider this region. Because those who ignore this region do so at their own peril. And so
Wow.
that's our goal. That's our goal, to make so much noise about it that you unsubscribe from us, and yet we keep following up. You cancel us, we keep following up. We open other accounts to follow you. We're just gonna have fun with it, and in the end, people are gonna start going, you know what? My goodness, man. Like Kinga has a great story about Bitcoin when it was $2,000, and
Oh
somebody
man,
platinum.
we're gonna go there. Oh man, I have a few of my stories myself too, but go ahead.
You know, that's Dubai now. Bitcoin, maybe not 2,000, maybe like a 10,000. That's Dubai now. And so, what if 10 years from now, you did Bitcoin at 10 and now it's 80? You know, how many times did you play that game? So, we're trying to get everybody to know this about Dubai, about us.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you guys. Thank you both very, very much for taking your time off your day. I know it's late in Dubai. If people wanted to reach out to you, how would they be able to?
I think the best way
Media.
is sending us an email to info@beaconuae.com.
Here we go. For everybody watching the video, you'll see down below info@beaconuae.com. Do you guys have a social media, Instagram?
Oh,
Yeah, all of our social media handles are Beacon UAE. So if you punch it in Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you'll get us.
I'm gonna add this here below as well so everybody can see it. So at Beacon UAE. Kinga,
Yes.
Paul, again, thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing, taking your time off your day. Here in New York, if there's anything you need, let me know. For everybody watching, this is Beacon UAE with Kinga and Paul. If there's anything you need, reach out to them at Beacon UAE. Okay, info@beaconuae.com. All right. Thanks again, both of you, and we'll definitely be in touch. Okay.
thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank you so
Kevin.
much.
It was a pleasure.